Hello everybody and welcome back to LEGO Empire, and in today's video I'm bringing you guys my 2024 LEGO Star Wars Worst to First, where I'm going to rank every mainline LEGO Star Wars set from 2024. This list will not include any European foil packs, gimmicky sets, or the regular poly bags for this year, because in my opinion those kind of sets are just really hard to compare to all of the mainline sets. So without further ado, the worst set of 2024, in my opinion, is the Crimson Firehawk. This is a 4+ set based off the Young Jedi Adventure show, and I'll give you one thing, it has Nubs, and Nubs is a pretty cool character, brand new head mold, and that's one thing I really like about this set. And honestly, I don't hate this set. For what you get, it's just not worth the price that LEGO charges. This set costs $50, so your price per piece is about 36 cents. Which is just honestly insane. I mean, 4+ sets have always had insane prices, but this one probably takes the cake for at least one of the most expensive ones we've ever seen. And there's not a lot of appeal for anyone other than, preschoolers and young kids, so that's why it is at the bottom of my list. Next up on the list, we have the Luke Skywalker X-Wing Mech. This set retailed for $16, and honestly, it's not even that bad of a set. I actually really like this idea for a mech, having his X-Wing be the mech, including the Pilot Luke minifigure with his lightsaber and his blaster and everything. It's actually a really cool concept for a mech, and probably it's one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars mechs ever. The thing is, I don't really love LEGO Star Wars mechs. They're kind of overpriced in my opinion, and they just really don't stack up to any other LEGO Star Wars sets. Next up on the list, we have set 75392, the Creative Play Droid Builder. Now this is a really fun, wacky set idea that LEGO cooked up here this year. For $100, you get 4 of those built astromech droids, and you can add in all these crazy, funny, goofy features to them, like a rubber duck or a cowboy hat. There's a lot of cool stuff, kind of funny stuff you can do with this set. And I see what LEGO is going for. It's probably a really fun set for at least some kids, but it's just not what I'm looking for in a LEGO Star Wars set. And the included Anniversary Princess Leia minifigure is nice, but the way all these astromech droids look is just a little bit uncanny and maybe a little bit too childish, at least for me. So that's why this set has to be the third worst set of 2024. Next up on the list, we have set 75380, the Mos Espa Podrace Diorama. For $80, you get a very decent diorama with some pod racers, a nice 25th anniversary plaque, the quote from Phantom Menace. It's a decent diorama set, I guess, but also I've never really been a fan of the diorama sets that don't include scenes with minifigures and have these micro builds, and this doesn't really look bad. The set looks good, at least from most angles, but it's just really not my cup of tea, and there's definitely better ways to spend $80 on a LEGO Star Wars set, in my opinion. Unfortunately, it's just not very appealing to me, so that's why it is placed so far at the bottom of the list. And next up, similar to the dioramas, we have the Starship collection. Now, I do really enjoy some Starship collection builds, and I'll share with you the one that I do not mind at all later on this list. But first, we have the Millennium Falcon, which actually looks really nice. It's a super nice build. I believe that cockpit piece is printed, so yeah, I mean, this is a really nice Millennium Falcon to just put on a desk somewhere or display somewhere, but the problem is the price. The price per piece isn't bad. It's 9 cents per piece, which doesn't seem bad, but just look at what you're getting here. You're paying $85 for that. That personally, that doesn't really sit right with me. It doesn't look like you're getting your money's worth. And as far as Millennium Falcon LEGO Star Wars sets go, there are quite a few Millennium Falcons that are better than this one to buy, whether that's a Playscale one, a UCS one, even the old MIDI build I'd rather buy probably than this set for $85, because $85 is just a crazy amount for what you're getting. Next up on the list, we have the Starship Collection Tantive IV for $80, just $5 less than the Millennium Falcon, and the price per piece is actually worse on this set, but the reason I placed it higher is because First of all, Millennium Falcons are a pretty milked LEGO Star Wars set. Like, you get a lot of Millennium Falcons, whether that's play scale, micro build, whatever. So honestly, the reason the Millennium Falcon set is probably so low is just because I'm sick of seeing so many Millennium Falcons, and I only appreciate like the best ones at this point that are on shelves or that were recently on shelves. So the Tantive IV is a little bit more fresh in my opinion, and the build just looks like you're getting a little bit more than what you're getting with the Millennium Falcon, but I still would rather not pay $80 for this set either. The one Starship build that I would pay the retail price for is the Invisible Hand. For $50, you're getting a decent size Invisible Hand, and this build just looks absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure if there's stickers or printed pieces on there. Hopefully they're printed pieces, because I'm not a huge fan of putting stickers on 18+ sets, but this set looks absolutely amazing, especially for the size. I think LEGO really nailed the curvature and the overall shape of this Starship, even at the scale that it's at. And for $50, this is more than reasonable for a nice little display piece to put somewhere. It's much better, in my opinion, than paying $80 or $85. And you're getting a really cool prequel Starship, and we've never really gotten this Starship anywhere in LEGO form before. So this is a really well appreciated set, but it still is about, in the midline of my list, because I'm still not the biggest fan of LEGO Starship sets. Next up on the list, we have set 75391, the Captain Rex Y-Wing Microfighter. Now, I, like many other people, were kind of disappointed we weren't getting the full-scale Y-Wing build with like ARC Trooper Jesse, Ahsoka, and maybe some other clones from the Clone Wars Season 7 arc, but I'd say this is a much appreciated set, especially because Captain Rex was only exclusive to the UCS vendor. This set offered a Captain Rex minifig with a comma, no printed waistcape unfortunately, but yeah, a comma, an antenna, blasters, so everything you're getting in the UCS set for just $13. So it's an insane value for anyone who couldn't get their hands on the UCS Captain Rex. I really appreciate that, and I think the community really appreciated that as well, not having to go and spend $100 plus just on the Captain Rex minifig. And the Microfighter itself is a really nice build. I like the windshield pieces in the front there, and the engines look really nice in my opinion. It's probably one of the better Microfighter builds LEGO has ever done, and it makes sense. It's one of the most recent ones. Next up on the list, we have a set that, in all honesty, I thought I was going to have to put it on the bottom or closer to the bottom of this list, but we actually have the advent calendar for 2024, making it this high up the list. And that's because LEGO kind of knocked it out of the park, especially with the builds this time around. Some standout builds to me are the sail barge, the mini kit, Vader's castle, and the U-Wing, but honestly, most of these builds look really nice to me, and I don't see any like low effort weapon racks, which is something I and a lot of other people don't love to see in advent calendars, because they're kind of just like easy, throwaway builds that no one really cares about, and that's not present in this set. And the minifigures are pretty nice. You get a festive Leia and Luke, you get a standard Ahsoka from the Ahsoka show, 501st clone, the 3rd Praetorian Guard, that should have been included with the Paz Vizsla vs. Moff Gideon set. We'll get more into that later. And the new B2 Super Battle Droid. So I don't mind this set at all. I think it's really nice. As far as advent calendars go, it's definitely up there. And I think LEGO could learn from what they did this year with the mini kit and include more nods to things that fans love in their builds and more creative builds. But yeah, overall, I'm a huge fan of the advent calendar this year. I didn't get to pick it up yet. I probably will soon because it is pretty cheap on the aftermarket, but it earns a respectable spot on the 2024 list. Next up on the list, we have the TIE Fighter and X-Wing mashup from the Rebuild the Galaxy series. And the reason this set isn't higher on the list for me, because I usually really love versus sets and big play sets like this one, is because overall, this set just really doesn't get me excited. I mean, the old TIE Fighter and X-Wings just retired last year, or a little bit over a year ago, and then they released this X-Wing and TIE Fighter combo pack. These TIE Fighters and X-Wings look much different than the ones we got last year, and honestly, I kind of like how the X-Wing looks, and I think the X-Wing has gotten a lot of praise, but that TIE Fighter cockpit piece, I'm just really not a fan of at all, and the minifigs in this set aren't super desirable to me, other than maybe the new Rebel pilot and the Lego Droid. But the rest of the minifigs in this set aren't really great to me. Like, only 3 out of 5 of these minifigs would be good if you were to buy multiples of this set. And yeah, maybe that's not the intention. Maybe you're just supposed to buy one of these sets and have fun. And of course, there's that feature where you can swap the rings from the TIE Fighter and the X-Wing to have really wacky looking ships. But overall, this is just an uninspiring, like, not very exciting set, at least for me. And it didn't really offer me anything really new apart from that astromech droid, which I can just buy off Bricklink. I already have a ton of sealed TIE Fighters and X-Wings from 2020 in my collection that I'm just sitting on that I'm going to build someday. I just really didn't need a more expensive version of the two vehicles. For $110, this is just a bit overpriced in my opinion. Next up on the list, for $100, we have the Buildable R2-D2. And I actually really like this set. I'm probably going to pick this set up someday, especially because of that Darth Malak. I'd love to get him in my collection. And the build itself, I think, looks really good, especially for the price of $100. And you're also getting a minifigure R2-D2 with the set and that display plaque. I think the value is really there for your money, especially because of that bonus anniversary Darth Malak minifigure, which is just killer. And yeah, that really helps this set in my opinion. And this is probably the best buildable R2-D2 that we've seen. But unfortunately, it came out right after the old one retired, or as the old one was kind of still on shelves still. So like, I don't really understand why LEGO released this R2-D2 set the time they did. They could have easily done some sort of other buildable character set and then like this year for 2025 released the buildable R2-D2, but I'm not going to really hold that against the set. I really love this set, but overall, it's just not a whole lot that's new. I just really like that Darth Malak minifigure, and that kind of brings this set up the list for me. It probably would have been down like 4 or 5 spots if it wasn't for that Darth Malak. Next on the list, we have the Buildable C-3PO for $140, and I really appreciate this set. Like I said with the R2-D2 set, it's not really anything new, nothing revolutionary. We've had many buildable R2-D2 sets recently, but we haven't had a really cool buildable C-3PO at that same scale. And I really love this set. It would pair great with the buildable R2-D2, and I plan to buy both of them someday when I have the, you know, extra spending money, and maybe when YouTube is going a bit better, subscribe. But yeah, I really like this set. I love how they added that Tatooine ground to stabilize the build so we can stand up and, you know, obviously not fall over so easy, but that really helps the set for me. For $140, I think the value you're getting is really nice, and you're getting the best C-3PO minifigure they've ever released in this set. So all around, this is a really nice set for $140, so it gets a respectable spot in the middle of the list. Next up on the list, we have the Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator. Now, this is a set I was originally very excited for on the release date when I heard the rumor, and I thought I was for sure gonna buy it on day one. And looking back with that rare Qui-Gon variant, maybe I should have. But honestly, this set really just missed the mark for me. First of all, let's just talk about the minifigs. So as far as Phantom Menace minifigs, you only get 3 of them in this set, and then you get the bonus anniversary Saw Gerrera, which I will say, the Saw Gerrera minifigure is probably one of the best minifigures of 2024, but the rest of the set is kind of just disappointing for me. The Qui-Gon minifigure is nice, the Anakin minifigure is also okay, but the Darth Maul with no pupils in his eyes, like, look, I get it, LEGO's trying to make things different with their minifigures, and they're trying to improve or just be more stylistic about things and make things simpler or just different, just for the sake of being different. But I don't think things should look arguably worse when they're being changed. Like, Darth Maul with no pupils just looks bleh to me. I really don't like how he looks. There are some minifigures I think I don't mind it, like with Ahsoka, but for Darth Maul, it just really doesn't look great to me. I know some people are a fan of the no pupils look, but I definitely am not. So you're only getting 3 Phantom Menace minifigures for $70, which doesn't sit right with me. I think you should have gotten a Padme or maybe an Obi-Wan or a Watto or just, you know, just some more Phantom Menace minifigs. We didn't get any other sets in 2024 that could have had Phantom Menace minifigures or came out with Phantom Menace minifigures when it was literally the anniversary. So I think that's definitely what should have happened in this set. It should have just been like a big old character pack. Make it $80. I don't care. But if you're getting Anakin, Qui-Gon, Maul, Padme, Obi-Wan, Watto, or even like Captain Panaka, like this would be a really great set, and I probably would have a much higher opinion on it. But there's also another problem with this set, which lies in the build. I mean, just looking at it, you can already tell what I'm gonna say. There's a huge bump right there in the middle. Like, what is going on there? I don't understand why the build is not a sleeker build. I will say one thing I like about the build though is the side build. Darth Maul's speeder, I actually think that looks really nice, as well as his probe droids, but those are really easy to make. Like, I'm not gonna like just give LEGO points on this set just because they made a few decent side builds when the main build is kind of trash in my opinion. So yeah, I was really excited for this set. I was excited to get some amazing Phantom Menace minifigs and a great Starfighter, but LEGO just disappointed me and I still haven't picked this set up to date. Next up on the list, we have set 75378, the BARC Speeder Escape set, retailing for $30. I actually really like the concept of this set. I think this is what LEGO Star Wars needs to return to. Maybe a bit more affordable, like $25, but if you all watched my recent 2026 wish list video, I talked about how I really like the idea of LEGO Star Wars playsets that cost around $15 to $40. I really love that price range when LEGO gives us playsets, and this is no different. I really like this playset. I like how LEGO tries to include more of Coruscant with that little lamppost side build, which has been memed to death, but I still like that LEGO included it. I love little side builds like that, like moisture evaporators and Tatooine sets, but no, Coruscant gets a little lamppost, and the BARC Speeder build itself, I think looks pretty good, and you can fit Grogu's pram in the sidecar there, and overall, I really like the build. And the minifigs are decent too. Kelleran Beck is probably one of the best Jedi minifigures we've gotten ever. His torso print is absolutely insane. The amount of detail LEGO put on that, I mean, they cooked. They really cooked. But the reason this set isn't higher on the list is because the minifigs, other than Kelleran Beck, kind of disappoint. I don't really count Grogu as a minifig. He is so cheap for LEGO to produce, and he's been included in so many sets. There's no way he costs like more than 20 cents to produce at this point. So you're really only getting 3 actual minifigures, and the 2 clones included in this set, they're just worse than the old 501st clones, arguably in 2020. Like, they have helmet holes, they just look worse, and they're more expensive to buy than the 2020 clones that came with that Mega Battle Pack. I'd rather buy that Mega Battle Pack a million times over this set. And I get this set isn't supposed to be an army builder, but the minifigs just really don't do it for me. Next up on the list, we have a playset that I think did much better than the BARC Trooper Escape, the Boarding the Tantive IV set, coming with 7 minifigs for just $55. This set also brought us some characters we haven't seen or haven't seen accessible in a while, with some Rebel Fleet Troopers and Captain Antilles, and then getting 2 Stormtroopers and Darth Vader is a nice inclusion. Not to mention the anniversary minifigure for ARC Trooper 5s, although I don't think they did the best on his helmet print and his pauldron, and they didn't give him a cloth waist cape. You still have to mention that we've got ARC Trooper 5s for the first time ever in official LEGO form, and I still think that overall improves this set. And for $55, the build is actually pretty decent. You get some really nice play features. You can make the door look like it was cut open with a lightsaber. Like, I think this set is pretty good for $55. Maybe if it was $50, it would be even higher on the list, because I think that'd be the perfect price for this set. But regardless, the value is still there. You're getting 7 minifigs for $55. That kind of value usually is unheard of in LEGO Star Wars when it comes to regular playsets. Next up on the list, we have the 40686 Trade Federation Troop Carrier. I really love this set. If this set released by LEGO for $20 to $30, I think it would like sell out everywhere basically. People would love this set. And it's just unfortunate that it was a May 4th promo. You get 2 pilot battle droids, 6 regular battle droids, and a really nice modern build for a troop carrier. Like, words cannot describe how much I love this build. It's kind of a callback to the old troop carrier, and it just does an amazing job. You also get the 25th anniversary plaque, so a little bit of added value there. And if this set released for like $25, I think I would have bought quite a few of them, because they go along so well with like an MTT or any other larger droid sets. And this set just would have been perfect as a regular LEGO Star Wars set, but LEGO had to lock it behind a May 4th promo, and it was only available for a very short time. The build and minifigs themselves are so nice, but the way the set was handled was just completely mistreated by LEGO. Next up on the list, we have set 75386, Paz Vizsla and Moff Gideon Battle. This is a really clean, solid playset that honestly I couldn't get enough of. It combines with the Mandalorian battle pack that released, and includes some killer minifigs. We got an updated Paz Vizsla with side helmet printing, 2 Praetorian guards, and a Mandalorian armor Moff Gideon. And the build is really, really nice. You get a turbo laser function at the top of the build. You get a door that can open and close. For $40, this is a near perfect set. But there are just 2 small issues I really don't like about the set, and they just kind of rub me the wrong way. The biggest issue is there's not 3 Praetorian guards, there's just 2. And a lot of people are going to defend this set and say, well, LEGO included the 3rd Praetorian guard in the advent calendar. But who the heck wants to go spend an additional $45 after buying a $40 set just to get their 3rd Praetorian guard? I sure as heck don't. I want everything included in the set I'm buying that should be included in that set. I shouldn't have to go on a side quest just to complete a $40 playset for an additional $45. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Also, this is a small issue, but I just wonder why LEGO did it. They didn't give Moff Gideon an electro staff or any real weapons. They gave him a thermal detonator and that's it, which I guess the thermal detonator is nice, but I'm just not sure why they didn't give him an electro staff. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, especially since we see him using one in The Mandalorian Season 3. And as far as weapons go, I really love what they did with the Praetorian guards and Paz Vizsla's gun. But like his blaster just looks absolutely insane, and it's a really intricate brick build. Like it takes up a whole page of instructions, basically, if I remember right. So yeah, basically what LEGO included with this set, they killed it. They did an amazing job. But what wasn't included with the set really just brought it down, and it could have been one of the best sets of the year, but unfortunately, it's just on the higher end of the list, and nowhere near its true potential. Next on the list, we have Ahsoka Tano's Duel on Peridea for $55. This set was kind of memed when it originally came out to be like the Darth Vader vs. Obi-Wan set that's just like a base plate with minifigs, but over time, I think people really started to appreciate what this set had to offer. It's not just a base plate, it's a really good looking environment to place your minifigs and battle and play with them if you're a kid and just have overall a lot of fun. And the minifigs included are really nice. For the first time in several years, we got a Grand Admiral Thrawn with dual molded legs. We got a Night Trooper, Morgan Elsbeth with her zombie face print, Ezra, and Ahsoka the White. So as far as the value you get in this set, I think it's really quite good. There are just a few small setbacks this set kind of has that keep it from being a much better set on the list, which number one, why did they include a Night Trooper instead of Captain Enoch? Especially with the knowledge that we're getting a Night Trooper battle pack in the summer, why are we getting a Night Trooper alone in this set without Captain Enoch? Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Have all the named characters in this set and then have all the Night Troopers in the battle pack, or just add a Captain Enoch to this set and then you just have an additional Night Trooper. I mean, why not? I don't understand why LEGO did this set the way they did. But other than that, which kind of sets this set back quite a bit in my opinion, because you're missing one of the coolest new characters we've gotten for Star Wars, and that would have been just so sick to have in my collection. But yeah, other than that, this set is very, very solid. I'm a huge fan of this set. I bought it on day one when it released, and it did not disappoint. I really love the minifigs. You get a really nice battle set. You can have a relatively fair battle with your minifigs, and I could definitely see how this set could appeal to both adults and kids alike, because it looks nice enough for a display set while also having some really cool minifigs for a play set. Next up on the list, we have the Ambush on Mandalore Battle Pack, retailing for $20. I really enjoyed this set upon release. You get a brand new Imperial minifig, which, as you guys know, I love Imperial minifigs. You get a brand new helmet mold, a cool jetpack, like this really cool Imperial Commando minifig, as well as some really nice Mandalorian, like Night Owl minifigures with a male and female version, which I really love that LEGO included a male and a female version. It adds some diversity to your Mandalorian army, and as we know, there are just as many guys as there are girls in a Mandalorian army. Like, they're pretty evenly split, at least as far as we saw them in the show. And then the Imperial Commandos, like I said, are just killer minifigs. And the build for the set goes really well with the Mandalorian playset that I mentioned earlier, but it doesn't really stand like the best on its own. I don't love how it looks by itself, to be honest, and that's kind of how you're going to buy the set, is by itself. So I have to knock a few points. The build isn't that great for a battle pack, in my opinion, and pretty much the only reason the set isn't higher on the list is because it's not really a set that I could see anyone buying a ton of for a battle pack. There's relatively niche troopers in the set. Now, that isn't really a knock against the actual set, I'd say, but more so the desirability of the set. So unfortunately, it just doesn't make it higher on the list, but still, it's at a very, very respectable spot, beating out a lot of other sets at this point, and I think it's very well deserved. All right, next up I have a set that is probably going to be pretty controversial, putting it this high on the list. We have the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc Pit. This set retails for $80, and you get 6 really nice original trilogy minifigures, or at least for the most part really nice. And the Sarlacc Pit is the most beautiful Sarlacc Pit build we've ever seen. It's the best one I think we've ever gotten, and it just really enticed me to buy this set on day one. Yes, I paid full price for the set, and the skiff speeder is really nice. Maybe there could have been 2 skiff speeders in this set to help offset that price a bit. And one other thing I don't love about this set is that they included the complete wrong Boba Fett minifigure. They included the Empire Strikes Back version, which looks very, very nice, but it's just the complete wrong appearance to include in this set. It's like if LEGO put a Book of Boba Fett minifig in an Empire Strikes Back set. Just doesn't make a lot of sense there. And I hated that LEGO did that so much, I made my own custom Return of the Jedi Boba Fett body, and here's what it looks like. Sorry, it's out of stock if you're looking to purchase it, but I will be making a version 2 soon. Anyway, this video is not for promotion purposes, just had to mention that really quick. But yeah, as far as the set goes, other than the few flaws I mentioned and the price being, maybe 10, 20 bucks more expensive than it should be, I thoroughly enjoy this set. This is an original trilogy, tried and true playset. You're getting 6 original trilogy minifigs, 5 of which are absolutely amazing. The Luke Skywalker minifig is the best Luke we've ever gotten in this appearance. Same goes for the Lando Calrissian. Chewbacca is the same as always, and the Han is really nice. And for the first time ever, we got 9 Nub, and he is probably my favorite 2024 LEGO Star Wars minifig. Look at that head mold. It just looks absolutely amazing. The minifigure is near perfect. Maybe could have had dual molded legs, but honestly, that's a nitpick at this point, because just look how beautiful it looks without them. I mean, I don't even think he even needs them. This set it's just so true to Return of the Jedi. It's a big old Return of the Jedi playset with a ton of Return of the Jedi minifigures, and it's just amazing. But it could have been a lot better. I'll agree with you guys there. It could have been better. We could have gotten 1 or 2 skiff guards, a whole other skiff speeder, and the correct Boba Fett minifig, and for 80 bucks, I think it'd be a really, really nice set. But unfortunately, LEGO kind of missed the mark there as far as the pricing goes. Otherwise, to be honest, I'd place this set even higher on the list. Maybe if I was being truly subjective, it wouldn't be that high on the list. But hey, this is my list, and this is where I'm going to put it. Next up on the list, I have the Rebel Speeder versus Imperial Dropship set for $40. This was a kind of odd seasonal set. You can still buy it, but I've heard it's not going to be around that long, like maybe a year or less before it retires. So get it while you can if you do want it. But I really love this set. You're basically getting a mega battle pack of the 2 OG Imperial and Rebel battle packs. You're getting 3 Rebel Troopers, 3 Stormtroopers, and a cool anniversary astromech droid. Now, the only reason this set isn't like number 3 on this list is because, number 1, the Imperial dropship looks just a little bit silly. I don't love how that windscreen piece looks, and honestly, it could have been better. It could have been made to fit 3 troopers on the back instead of 2, because why the heck are you going to bring 2 stormtroopers into battle? That just really doesn't make any sense. And there should have been at least 4 Rebel Fleet Troopers and 4 Stormtroopers in this set. I don't see why LEGO just skimped out on the needed minifigures from both sides, because if you're going to do a mega battle pack, at least give us the equivalent value if you're going to make 2 separate battle packs. Like for $40, we should get 2 full battle packs, and then plus that bonus anniversary minifigure, not 2 kind of battle packs, but it's okay because you have an astromech. Like, I don't really understand why LEGO just didn't do that. But this set is so high on the list for me because, number 1, there wasn't a very affordable way to build your Rebel Trooper and Stormtrooper army for many, many years, honestly. Like, regular Stormtroopers and regular Rebel Fleet Troopers were kind of hard to come by for a few years. And I'm not saying this is the best way to army build them because, again, it's $40 for this set, but hear me out. If you buy this set and you sell that anniversary astromech droid for like 15 bucks, then you bring the set down to like 25 bucks, which is, a really good price for this set. You're almost getting 2 battle packs for the price of one. And another thing, I really love the Rebel Speeder build. Honestly, LEGO just perfected it. It looks so nice and polished. The Rebel logo in the front looks absolutely insane. Like, I just love how this set looks. The turret can fully spin around. The engines on the back, like, everything is perfect about that build, and that is also part of the reason why this set is so high on the list for me. And it would have been higher, like I said, if the value was really there for your money, but unfortunately, it just isn't. Next up on the list, we have Jedi Bob's Starfighter. Now, if I put this anywhere lower on the list, it wouldn't have made sense. Come on. This is Jedi Bob we're talking about. For $40, you get a kind of beefier Jedi Starfighter, a Gonk Droid, Jedi Bob, and an Akbar Trooper. Now, to be honest, this set could have been legendary. It could have been even better than it is, but in my opinion, it's more of a mid set, and the only reason it made it this far up is because it's Jedi Bob. If it was any other Jedi in this set, it probably would have been so much lower, because honestly, who wants to pay $40 for a Jedi, a Gonk Droid, and a clone trooper with Admiral Akbar's head? I really don't understand, like, what kind of, that's just the most random minifigure to include in this set, an Akbar Trooper. Like, I get it, it was in a rebuild galaxy, but there were some other much cooler minifigs, like a Sith minifig that could have been included that wasn't included with the Dark Falcon or any other rebuild the galaxy sets that we definitely could have gotten in this set, and it would improve the value of this set a lot, in my opinion, instead of just giving us an old clone rehash with an Admiral Akbar head. And breaking into the top 5, at number 5, we have the Onyx Cinder. For $140, you're getting the flagship of the Skeleton Crew series, which I actually really enjoyed. It was a fun TV show, and yeah, this set is basically one of the best playsets of the year. It is a almost perfect playset. The build itself is really dang nice. It's such a cool look for a Star Wars build. The minifigs are also pretty good, especially Neil. He's just a legendary minifigure. And I also like how they gave Jod that scarf and then that spyglass because he's a pirate. Like, that's pretty dang cool. This set probably would have been top 4, top 3 even, if it included L3. We're missing L3, the most iconic droid of this year, of 2024 at least. Where is L3? That is the one minifig we're definitely missing from this set, and we're not getting any Skeleton Crew sets for the foreseeable future, as far as I know, so, like, why wasn't he included in this set? Come on, LEGO. This set was so close to perfect, but it's just missing that amazing L3 minifig, and the set would have been even better, but it's still such a strong set, and for such an obscure Disney Plus TV show Starfighter for $140 to reach the top 5 really says something, but it did, and it is well deserved in my opinion. Next up on the list, we have the legendary Clone and Droid Battle Pack. For $30, you're getting basically 9 minifigs if you're gonna count all the droids as minifigs, and that's just amazing. $30 for that many minifigs. This set has some insane value. I think you're basically getting the equivalent of 2 battle packs for just $30. And you can even find this set for like $24 on sale nowadays, which is an insane price to pay. I'd buy so many of these. I've already bought so many of these. I'm not even the biggest clone fan, but the value here is absolutely insane. You're getting so much for $30. And looking at the builds, honestly, it's so weird. It's like the droid side of things have amazing builds. The Stap Speeder is so dang nice. The Octopara droid also looks really good for the scale it's at. But then you go over to the clone side of things and it's like, what? Like, it looks worse than it did in the original clone battle pack. I get that's what LEGO is trying to do. They're trying to replicate the older clone and droid battle packs and just make them look a little bit better, but these look worse. Like, these do not look good at all. First of all, the speeder, it's not lifted off the ground at all. I mean, you'd think LEGO would include those clear, transparent pieces on the bottom to make it look like it's floating, or at least something, but it just looks like it's flat. It looks like a car that lost all of its tires, and it's just running flat on the road. I don't really understand what LEGO did there. And the barrier build, it just, I kind of see what LEGO is doing, like putting those 2 shield pieces there that the clones can pick up and use. But then again, the shields look terrible with those 4 studs on each of them. And the stud shooter also doesn't look good on the barrier. Like, I don't know. It's like the droid side of the set is absolute perfection, but it's kind of stained by the clone side of things, including the minifigs. None of the minifigs in the set include accessories for their helmets. Like, what the heck? I thought the whole point of the clone helmet holes was that so clones could use accessories, but instead, they just don't in the set, so they just look bad for no reason, basically. But like I said, the value for the set completely outshines all of its flaws for me. Getting 2 battle packs for the price of like 1.5, it just really is amazing, and that's why this set is pretty much at legendary status for me. One of the best LEGO Star Wars battle packs of all time. Alright guys, I just forgot one of these sets that are supposed to be in the top 5, but they weren't on my list. So technically the Onyx Cinder is in the 6th place spot, the Clone and Droid Battle Pack is in the 5th place spot, and then we have the Star Destroyer in the 3rd. We have the Star Destroyer in the 4th place, the 4th best set of the year. This set retailed for $140 and includes 7 minifigs, including an anniversary Cal Kestis, and overall, this is a super strong playset, and it's exactly what I'm looking for in a Star Destroyer. You're getting great Imperial minifigs. Basically, it's like a sample pack of every Imperial minifig you'd want on a Star Destroyer, with Darth Vader, Commander Prodigy for the first time in LEGO, and some really nice modern updated troopers like crew members, and that Stormtrooper is a nice inclusion as well. And then getting Cal Kestis in this set is so nice, such a nice bonus, and it just kind of fits in the set really well for some reason. Like, you can have Cal Kestis and Darth Vader duel if you want, and it's just a really nice bonus minifigure inclusion for the set for $140. But yeah, the build is so nice. The handle itself on the top of the Star Destroyer is hidden, and you can take these panels out or like open them up, and then there the handle is, but you don't even need a handle for this set. Like, it's so well built, you probably don't need it. You can just hold it with like 2 hands or even 1 hand and you'll probably be fine. The interior for this set is also super nice. You get a holo table, all these different controls, like a med center, and then you also get a little section that's supposed to be the bridge, which works well enough. And yeah, honestly, this set was a strong contender for the #1 set of the year, and I'm not even joking. That's how much I love this set. But 1 or 2 problems I have with this set. First of all, maybe it's just a little bit overpriced for what you're getting, and I kind of get it. LEGO has to, you know, price sets like at $160 or like certain price points to maintain their profits or whatever, but for $160, this set should have just included 1 or 2 more Imperial minifigs. Like, even if that means 2 or 3 Stormtroopers instead of 1, I think that would have greatly improved the overall value for what you're getting in this set. The minifigs we do get are really nice, but like I said, it's like a sample pack for Imperial minifigs, and it's a Star Destroyer. You should have, you know, like 2 Stormtroopers and maybe 2 Imperial crew members instead of just 1 of each. Next up on the list, at the #3 spot, we have the UCS TIE Interceptor. This set retailed for $230, so actually $10 cheaper than sets at this price usually retail for. And that's definitely helped this set's case on the list just by getting it up 1 or 2 spots higher than it would have been otherwise, because your value is even better than it usually is for UCS sets in this range. The minifigure included with the TIE pilot with the arm printing is super nice. The mouse droid is a welcome and fun inclusion, and the build itself is overall pretty dang good. I'd say it's near perfect. A lot of people don't love how the cockpit looks because it's so circular, and maybe they think it doesn't look like LEGO, but at the same time, this is a UCS set. You're trying to look as much as possible like the source material with this set, and I think LEGO knocked it out of the park as far as that goes. If that was their goal, they definitely accomplished it. Literally, the only problem I have with this set is, okay, look at the interior here. The interior includes some really cool, really fun details, but unfortunately, those are all stickers. Like, those are all stickers you have to place in an 18+ UCS set. I'm really not a fan of including stickers in any 18+ set, but in a UCS set, it's just an unforgivable sin in my opinion. And this set, I don't know if it would have been higher on the list because the next 2 sets are absolutely killer and amazing, but it definitely still knocks the set just a little bit for me, including stickers in an 18+ set. But I will say, the stickers do look really well if you can get them placed on right, but I'm not good at placing stickers, and I don't think I'd have a fun time trying to build this interior. Then again, this is a very strong all-around UCS starfighter. The price is absolutely fantastic for what you're getting, $10 cheaper than what it probably should be. I don't know why LEGO priced it $10 cheaper than usual. They could have gotten away with it for $240 or even $250, but I am so glad LEGO gave us a discount. They helped our wallets out just a bit with this one, and it really convinces me to go out and buy this set. At the number 2 spot, we have the UCS Jabba's Sail Bars. This set costs $500, and I will say it includes some really nice minifigs, especially some that we've never gotten before in LEGO. I'm super surprised we got a Slave Leia, especially with how Disney has looked upon some of George Lucas's content, especially with Princess Leia being in the slave outfit, and the hairpiece they made for her is absolutely amazing. Maybe the legs aren't the greatest, but if that's what we have to work with if we're getting a Slave Leia, I'd rather get this Slave Leia than no Slave Leia at all. And most of the minifigs in this set are really nice. You know, a few of them have some shortcomings, and I'm sure you all are aware of them by now. But overall, this is a beautiful set. The build, which is the main focus of UCS sets, I'd say, is absolutely killer. You get a great interior. The outside looks amazing. This is like the best display set released this year, I'd say. The display builds you get for the plaque to put Jabba on, the 25th anniversary, and the rest of the minifigs on are really nice. I'm so glad they were included with this set because they really help the display value for the set. And really, the only reason the set isn't at the number 1 spot is simply because it's a little bit overpriced. At $500, maybe you're not getting that much value for this set. But if you bought the set with the promotional lightsaber, it would help that value and it would make it seem a bit more worth it probably. But I'm not going to say this set is better than the actual number 1 set just because the promotional build it released alongside with happened to help its value a little bit. That's not very fair. And the set probably could have included some of the minifigs in a better way, or overall just not as lazily made. But the build of this set is really what I'm focused on since it's a UCS set, and LEGO absolutely knocked it out of the park. So what is the number 1 set of 2024? The LEGO Empire pick. Well, I'd have to say it's the Dark Falcon. The Dark Millennium Falcon released for $180 and included some of the most sought-after LEGO Star Wars white whale minifigs of all time, including but not limited to Redeemed Vader, Darth Rey, and Darth Jar Jar, as well as some really nice Rebuild the Galaxy minifigs with Beach Luke and Darth Dev, and then the Evil C-3PO is a really nice Rise of Skywalker minifig. Not to mention the build is just so dang cool. You get a Death Star radar dish, you get that red accent. Like, this is just the coolest LEGO Star Wars set I think we've gotten in a long time. It just has that cool factor. Like, you just go out and buy this set because of how dang great it looks. This set kind of gives off the vibes like it's a white whale set. Like, this is like a prototype Boba Fett minifigure in like 20 years. Like, it's just a thing that you're going to look back on and think, I'm so glad I bought this set. It is like a true cool collector's item, like one of the coolest LEGO Star Wars sets or items I think we've ever gotten, just because of how many like minifigs are included in the set that are kind of like Easter eggs or memes in the Star Wars space. And then the build, it's just so cool. It's like a Shadow Millennium Falcon with red accents and a Death Star turbo laser. Like, there's not much more you could ask for in this set. Maybe, you know, $10 cheaper, but $180 definitely isn't bad for a Millennium Falcon, especially considering the last one we got in like 2019 was what, $170, $175? So paying like $5 to $10 more for way better minifigs isn't a bad thing, in my opinion. But yeah, that being said, that is my entire list, worst to first, for LEGO Star Wars 2024 sets. Let me know what you guys think of my list in the comments below. Did I really overlook some set details? Like, tell me how you agree or disagree with me, because I'm sure a lot of you are going to disagree with me. Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you all there. I'll be replying to as many comments as possible. Leave a like onto this video if you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have an amazing day. Peace out.